Shalom, brothers and sisters. Hallelujah. Hua. Aman. YOD HEY WAW HEY. You know? So, very interesting passages in the scriptures, right? Get to it. So, Genesis 11. We're going to find out where all this deception of celebrating the lies of Navidad, of Christmas, right, come from. That is, Noel Elohim that will save you, right? And, alright, so here we go. Genesis 11 says, "And it came to be, all the earth had one language and one speech. And it came to be, as they departed from the east," so they departed from the light, right? Because that's where the sun comes. Alright, "that they found a plain in the land of Shinar," which means two rivers, right? "And they dwelled there." So, boom, they're finding another way. Instead of dwelling in the light, they're finding another way. "And they said to each other, 'Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly.' And they had brick for stone." So they took out the stone that Yahuwah made and made their own bricks. Right? "And they had asphalt for mortar." And they said, this is what they say, right? "Come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower whose top is in the Shamayim, in the heavens, and make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered all over the face of the earth." Boom. So their desire is not to hold the Father's name, but to have a name for themselves, right? Okay, so then Yahuwah came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And Yahuwah said, "Look, they are one people, and they all have one language. And this is what they began to do. And now they are not going to be withheld from doing whatever they plan to do." Which was to make a name for themselves, become their own sovereign, their own Elohims, their own gods, right? "Come, let us go there and confuse their language, so they do not understand one another's speech. And Yahuwah scatter them from there over the face of all the earth. And they ceased building the city." Boom. But as we understand right here, they're not going to be withheld from doing whatever they plan to do. So as these people in this time, they got scattered all over the place, their desire was to build a name for themselves. And so by scatter them all over the world, their desire was still to make a name for themselves. And Nimrod was the pilot, or was the captain over here, or the prince, or the Antichrist figure that was empowered, right? So when they changed their language, everybody took the same story of Nimrod from Babylon, right? And they worshipped him and made the same story from different cultures and all over the world, right? And gave him different names, like all over the world, like Odin, and I don't even know their names, but it's the same Babylonian legend, right? And the legend goes as so Nimrod got killed by Semiramis, right? And they chopped him up into like 13 pieces, I think. So, but they couldn't find they couldn't find his member. So, or because she threw it into the Nile and the fish ate it, right? So that's why you have all those obelisks, right? It's a fertility sign. But so they deified him as the sun. And she said she got pregnant by him, right? And by the sun, no, she got pregnant by the sun rays, all right? And so when she had the son Tammuz, it was a divine son by the sun, right? So when we worship, when we think that Christmas is good, it's the same Babylonian legend. Babylonian legend. So it's about making another name exalted, and it's not Yahuwah's. So first of all, that ain't good. Second of all, that is trash and a lie and a deception coming from a whore that lied and said the son got her pregnant, right? And the son's Ray. When we know she was sexually active. Oh, right, like in Babylon. All right, so now I'm gonna jump in too. So they're building a city for themselves, right? So now I'm gonna jump all the way to 2 Corinthians 5. Because this is Yah's people, right? For we know that if the tent of our earthly house is destroyed, talking about our bodies, right? But we have a building from Elohim, a house not made with hands, everlasting in the Shamayim. For we indeed, in this, we groan longing to put on our dwelling, which is from Shamayim, so that having put it on, we shall not be found naked. So we're seeking a city not made by human hands. Boom, it's gonna descend on you, Yerushalayim, right? Just in Revelation. If you don't know, now you know, and check it out. You know? So this is what we want. We're not looking to build ourselves a name in a city as Nimrod and his people, right? We want Yahuwah's blessing and city. So that's what we're seeking after. And then because they wanted to make a name for themselves, which wasn't YOD HEY WAW HEY, right? Yahweh, Yahuwah, however you want to pronounce it. So check it out. So in Hebrews, the book of Hebrews, number 6, it says, because this is the promise was made to Abraham, and it was made by Yahuwah's name sake. So it wasn't nothing that we can do, or we all we have to do is be in Mashiach, which is easier than trying to please the people of this world. But check it out. For Elohim, having promised Abraham, since he could swear by no one greater, swore by himself, saying, truly, Barakah, blessings, I should bless you. And increasing, I shall increase you. So after being patient, he obtained the promise, right? Which is Yishak, the son that his testing was, are you gonna, it was like, because there was a death penalty attached to the covenant, right? So Yahuwah showed him that Yahuwah himself was gonna pay the death penalty, and Yahushua he did. Right? So he told him, go sacrifice your son. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do it. And he was about to do it. And the messenger stopped him. And in Yahuwah himself sent himself in Yahushua HaMashiach, his son here to on earth, and put this death penalty upon him, so that we could come even closer to the Most High and receive the barakahs. So it's just so amazing. But the point of this little study is to remember what name you want to exalt. Do you want to exalt and make a name for yourselves? Well, that goes along with Christmas, right? It goes along with putting a tree that's dying or dead, a dead tree, and decorating it like an idol, and then bowing down to it to put presents under it. So you're giving a tithe to death, to something that is not Yah, and then your children are coming in the morning and honoring it by bending down and picking up the presents and receiving. It's all darkness, bruh. Even if you put the Christmas lights on it. Believe that. So, Yah bless you and keep you. Yah shine his face upon you and increase understanding. Shalom.